time we've been fighting this, and all we had to do is do that.
Yeah.
You've been sitting over there. Like,
I thought he had it. We can see.
Yeah, no, sit it back some. Yeah, so like in the middle.
Oh, yeah,
Straight.
Flying.
Dragon done sent one of his little things.
Maybe it's probably put some bonding so the wind won't blow it down.
We're using this Bible.
It's shaded and everything. Yeah.
You gotta rotate to use it? I know that. No. That's what
To go live. All right, we live. Nate, hit me. Y'all know what it is. Let's get it.
Y'all know what it is.
Hey, we doing
Huh?
we doing it now?
Yeah. What you mean? Yeah.
You said y'all know what it is.
Oh, you saying am I doing it?
No, I was saying we. Like,
Yeah, we yes. Yes, that's it. I just had to shout out my man Sam.
Can everybody hear me good? Can I get a hallelujah? Hallelujah. This is Deuteronomy, or Devarim, chapter 6 at verse 4. Hear, O Yisrael, Yahuwah our Elohim, Yahuwah is one. Shema Yisrael,
Shema Yisrael,
Yahuwah Eloheinu,
Yahuwah Eloheinu,
Yahuwah Akkad.
Yahuwah Akkad.
This is Exodus, or Shemot, chapter 20, beginning at verse 3. We will have no other mighty ones
We will have no other mighty
ones
before the Most High.
before the Most High.
We will not make any carved image
We will not make any carved image
or any likeness
or any likeness
of that which is in Shamayim above,
of that which is in Shamaim above,
or which is in the earth beneath,
or what's in the earth beneath,
or which is in the waters under the earth.
or what's in the waters under the
We will
earth.
not bow down to them,
We will not bow down to them,
nor serve them.
nor serve
For
them.
Yahuwah El
For Yahuwah
is a
El
jealous El,
is a jealous El,
visiting the iniquity
visiting the iniquity
of the fathers on the children,
of the fathers on the
to the
children,
third and fourth generation
to the third and fourth
of
generation
those that hate
of
him,
those that hate
but
him,
showing kindness
but showing
to
kindness
thousands of those
to thousands of
who
those
love him
who love
and
him
keep his commandments.
and keep his commandments.
We will not take the
We
name
will not take the
of
name
Yahuwah El
of Yahuwah El
nothing.
to
For
nothing.
Yahuwah
For Yahuwah
will not leave us unpunished.
will not leave us unpunished.
Who takes his name for nothing.
Who takes his name for nothing.
We will remember the Shabbat day
We will remember the Shabbat day.
to keep it Kodesh.
Keep it Kodesh.
6 days we will labor
6 days we will labor
and do all our work.
and do all our works.
But the seventh day
But the seventh day
is the Shabbat
is the Shabbat
of Yahuwah El.
of Yahuwah El.
For in 6 days
For in 6 days
Yahuwah made Shamayim
Yahuwah made Shamaim
and the earth
and the earth
and the sea
and the sea
and all that is in them
and all that is in them,
and rested the seventh day.
and rested the seventh day.
Therefore Yahuwah barak the Shabbat day.
Therefore Yahuwah barak the Shabbat day.
We will respect our fathers
We will respect our fathers
and our mothers
and our
so
mothers,
that our days are long
so that our days are long
upon the earth.
upon the earth.
We will not murder.
We will not murder.
We will not commit adultery.
We will not commit
We
adultery.
will not steal.
We will not steal.
We will not bear false witness
We will not bear false witness
against our neighbor.
against our
We
neighbors.
will not covet
We will not covet
anything
anything
that is our neighbor.
that is our neighbors.
So be it. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh. Shabbat shalom. How's everybody? Good? I don't need to be in the frame. I ain't teaching.
About the gals.
That's gonna be one of those things. The gals.
Oh, we gonna sing? Let's sing. We gonna sing? Come on, Len. Who got a song? Who got a song that they want to sing?
I got a song they want to sing.
Anybody?
We'll just do one.
All of them.
Y'all know me, don't ask me, cause you got the whole list.
You're my source. You're my strength.
My everything. That's why I call you holy.
Call you holy.
Call you faithful.
Call you faithful.
I call you
I
righteous.
call you righteous.
I call you
Light, way, true, everything you are. Oh, Yahuwah, 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 you are holy. Yahuwah, Yahuwah, you are holy. El Shaddai, Elohim,
I surrender.
take over me.
Daily death.
This flesh sleeping,
I want your love to receive from me. That's why I call you holy.
call you holy, I call you faithful, I call you righteous. Light, way, true, everything you are, yeah. Oh, Yahuwah, 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 you are holy. Yahuwah, Yahuwah, you are holy. 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 Somebody think. Yah cover Israel. Yah cover Israel.
Yah cover Israel. Yah cover Israel. Yah cover Israel. Yah cover Israel. Yah cover Israel. Yah cover Israel. Yah cover Israel. Yah cover Israel. Yah cover Israel. Yah cover Israel. 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 Yah cover 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 Israel. 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 Israel.
Hallelujah.
Is there another? Will you come? Huh?
You feel something in your shando?
Can't say that I do. No, we good?
Well, we can't go out without saying Shema.
Come on in. Come on then with it. Come on with it then.
Come on.
All right, then. Whoa.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Only thing with Shema, though, man. On a little extra days ago.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That sounded a whole lot. Whoa. That's right, babies. Let me hear y'all one time. Come on. Whoa. All right, let's get into it. Y'all ready? Come on.
Israel. Israel.
Y'all get y'all again. Come on. Shema. Israel. Shema. Israel. Shema. Israel. Yeah. All right, just the sisters, we all that. Shema. Israel. Israel. Shema. Israel. Fellas. Shema.
Israel.
Shema.
Israel.
Oh, no.
Israel.
One more time, come on. Shema.
Israel.
Shema.
Israel.
Shema.
Israel.
One more time. Shema.
Israel.
Shema.
Israel.
Shema.
Israel.
Everybody all together. Come on, y'all. Shema. Shema.
Israel.
Shema.
Israel.
Hey, come on. Shema.
Israel.
Shema.
Israel.
Shema.
Israel.
1, 2, 3, go. Shema. Hey, God. Hey, God. Shema Israel. Shema Israel. Yahuwah. Elohim. Hey, God. Hey, God. Shema Israel. Shema Israel. Yahuwah. You ready? Come on. Let's sing his name again. Louder. Come on. We just can't hear y'all. We can't hear y'all. One more time. Come on.
Hallelujah.
Shabbat shalom. Shalibak.
Should have enough juice.
Huh? Should be good. I hope it is. Appreciate you, my brother.
Mic system. They said had a mic system.
Yeah, you're gonna have to use your outdoor voice.
All right. We're going to go back into this. Can y'all hear me?
Y'all gonna have to keep it down. Y'all gonna have to keep it down, kids.
So we're going to go back into this revelation that we've been doing for the past couple of months or whatever, however it's been. The last time we was at Revelation chapter 13, verse 7. We ended it there, so we're going to pick it up at Revelation 13, verse 8. We're going to get into the false prophet this week. And hopefully the tribe that the anti comes from. And I think the one the prophet comes from. But we'll see. So Revelation chapter 13, verse 8.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 at verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him.
So do what?
Shall worship him.
So what is this right here? What's wrong with this? Who is the him? Right. This is out of order, right? Read.
Whose names are not written in the book of life.
In the book where?
In the book of life.
I got about 30 scriptures on this book of life, but I ain't going to go into it to make it short and sweet. If you don't follow Yah, you don't believe in Mashiach, you don't do what he say, you get your name. Even worse than getting your name took out, you get your place took out of the book of life. So that's short and sweet with it. Read.
Whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world.
Slain from where?
From the foundation of the world.
Slain from the foundation of the world. Read.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
If any man have what?
An ear, let him hear.
Read.
He that leads into captivity shall go into captivity.
He gonna do what?
Shall go into captivity.
So it's some people that's letting you know that it's somebody that's gonna lead people in the end time, in this tribulation time, from Revelation chapter 6 all the way to 19, is covering a 7-year period. And in this period, it's gonna be people that's going to lead people into captivity. Read.
He that leads into captivity shall go into captivity.
So the same person that led some of our people into captivity, he's gonna go into captivity. Read.
He that kills with the sword must be killed with the sword.
So the same method that you murder some of our people with is gonna happen back to you. Read.
Here's the patience and the faith of the saints.
Here's the what?
The patience and the faith of the saints.
Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. To actually know that this is actually going to happen to some of us. Hold that. Give me Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. It says some of our people is going to go into captivity.
The book of Revelation chapter 2 at verse 10. Fear none of those things.
Do what?
Fear none of those things.
He says don't even fear it. Read.
Fear none of those things which you shall suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
He gonna do what?
Cast some of you into prison.
How long?
That you may be tried. And you shall have tribulation 10 days.
How long?
10 days.
10 days. From the trumpets to atonement. How long is that? 10 days, right? It's all gonna line up. Read.
Be you faithful unto death.
Unto what?
Unto death.
He says, be you faithful even unto death, because they're going to come and threaten your life. But he tells us in a passage, he says, fear them that can kill the
body and the soul.
The body and the soul. Don't be afraid of the one that just can kill the body. It's a difference between the body and the soul. Read that from the top one more time.
Fear none of these things which you shall suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days.
You shall have the tribulation 10 days. But let's show you, if you overcome if you happen to be one of these people, and if you overcome, Revelation chapter 20 and verse 4. Okay,
Be you faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life.
I'll give you what?
A crown of life.
How many of y'all want the crown of life?
Hallelujah.
Everybody, right? That's what we should be striving for. Oh, okay. Revelation chapter 20 and verse 4.
The book of Revelation, chapter 20 at verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them.
How many of y'all want this throne? To sit on this throne? Because he said, I saw thrones, multiple. How many of y'all want these thrones? Should be everybody. Read, remember, I don't do tricks. I ain't trying to debate y'all.
And they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yeshua.
For what?
For the witness of Yeshua.
Read.
And for the word of Elohim, and which had not worshipped the beast.
Which had not what?
The worship the beast.
Because remember it says that everybody's name who's not written in the book of life worshipped him. But these people here don't worship him. Read.
And which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark on their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Mashiach.
They did what?
Lived and reigned with Mashiach.
What does it mean to live and reign with him? You have rulership with him. You were co-heirs with him. Read.
And reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years.
How long?
1,000 years.
1,000 years. So these people are living and reigning with him because they overcame. They went through the 10-day tribulation and made it out. Luke chapter 21, verse 10. What's going to cause this persecution?
The book of Luke, chapter 21 at verse 10. Then said he unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence, and fear and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be in Shamaim, from Shamaim. But before all these.
But before what?
But before all these.
So before the earthquakes and the fearful sights and the Shamaim, something got to happen first. Read.
They shall lay their hands on you.
They're going to do what?
Lay their hands on you.
Read.
And persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons.
Into where?
Prisons.
Same thing we reading in Revelation, right? Some people going to go into prison. Read.
Being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake.
For whose sake?
For my name's sake.
Read.
And it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what you shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist.
So he's telling you, if you happen to be one of these people, don't try to rehearse. Don't try to think of what I'm going to say when I get in there. He's letting you know I'm going to download it into you what to say. And what I give you to say, nobody will be able to stand against it and go against what I'm telling you to say. Read.
And you shall be betrayed both by parents.
Both by who?
By parents.
Read.
And brethren, and kinsfolk, and friends.
So in another passage, it tells you about that even the people in your house gonna be against you. The closest people to you, if they're not in this walk, will turn around and give you up. This is what this is showing you. Read.
And you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
For whose name's sake?
For my name's sake.
Because it's going to come a time that this Bible is going to make you public enemy number one. Because you believe in it, because you profess it, and because you walk around and talk about it, it's going to make you enemy to the world. Read.
And you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But there shall not and hair of your head perish. In your patience possess you your souls.
In what?
In your patience possess you your souls.
So he tells you over and over, wait upon me. And in order to wait, you gotta have patience to be able to do this. What verse you at?
20.
Revelation 13, verse 11.
The book of Revelations, chapter 13 at verse 11. And I beheld another beast.
Beheld a what?
Another beast.
So we had an earlier beast. The earlier beast comes up out of the sea. This one is said to come out of the earth. Read.
And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had 2 horns like a lamb.
He had what?
2 horns like a lamb.
So when we hear the term lamb, who comes to mind? Mashiach, right? But we clearly can see that this one here ain't him. Now, do we ever see anything about 2 beasts, one from a sea and one from the earth, somewhere else in the text? Old Testament. Absolutely. Let's go there right quick. Get Job 41, verse 1.
The book of Job, chapter 41 and verse 1. Can you draw out Leviathan with a hook, or his tongue with a cord which you lettest down? Can you put a hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn? Will he make many supplications unto you? Will he speak soft words unto you? Will he make a covenant with you? Will you take him for a servant forever? Will you play with him as with a bird? Or will you bind him for your maidens?
Will you do what?
Bind him for your maidens.
So this beast right here is, you're gonna see, is very, very powerful. And it's a metaphor, because it's not an actual beast. It's actually talking about Satan himself, and then the man that he's gonna embody to do this. What verse you at right now?
Verse 6.
Jump down to verse 33.
Verse 33. Upon the earth there is not his like, who is made without fear.
Made without what?
Without fear.
He has no fear. He got none. He don't even fear Yah. Read.
He beholds all high things. He is a king over all the children of pride.
He's what?
A king over all the children of pride.
So he's the king of all the children with pride. Is he your daddy? This is a question. Because if you walk around and walk in pride, he is your daddy. So, is this your father? If you get in your pride all the time and you walk in it, it's letting you know that this is who you belong to. Read that again.
He beholds all high things. He is a king over all the children of pride.
He's the king of all the children of pride. This is Leviathan. He is the sea beast. Let's go to Job chapter 40. Pick it up at verse 15.
The book of Job, chapter 40 at verse 15. Behold now Behemoth, which I made with you. He eats grass like an ox.
Do he do what?
Eats grass like an ox.
Read.
He eats grass like an ox. Lo now his strength is in his loins, and his force is in the navel of his belly. He moves his tail like a cedar. The sinews of his stones are wrapped together. His bones are as strong as pieces of brass.
Strong as what?
Pieces of brass. His bones are like bars of iron. He is the chief of the ways of Elohim.
He's the what?
The chief of the ways of Elohim.
Jump down to verse 23.
Verse 23. Behold, he drinks up a river and hastens not. He trusts that he can draw up Jordan into his mouth.
So this is showing you that when the streams dry up, he's going to be able to actually do these things. Because when you go back to Babylon, they stopped the river. So this is what this guy is able to do through the miracles and the power that they possess. So we're introducing to you the false prophet now. Let's go back. Revelation 13:11 again.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon.
Spake as what?
A dragon.
So he spake as a dragon. When you think of a lamb, we think Mashiach, right? So how do we think about lambs? Meek, humble, soft, easily to be led to the slaughter, very nice. But this one has horns, and he got a different voice though. He speaks as a dragon. So every time we see the lamb, we always think of Mashiach, but that's the whole point, is to try to look like Mashiach. Revelation chapter 5, verse 6.
The book of Revelation, chapter 5, at verse 6. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne, and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb.
Stood what?
A lamb.
Now, who is this lamb? This one is Mashiach, of course. This is the real one. Read.
Stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes.
So the other one has 2 horns like a lamb, but this one has 7. Read.
Having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 ruach of Elohim, sent forth into all the earth.
Jump to verse 8.
Verse 8. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials, full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints. And they sung a new song, saying, You are worthy to take this book and to open the seals thereof, for you were slain.
You were what?
Were slain.
Read.
And have redeemed us to Elohim by the blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation, and have made us unto our Elohim kings and priests.
What verse you at?
10.
Jump to verse 12.
Verse 12, saying with a loud voice, Worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and esteem and blessing, and every creature which is in Shamayim and on earth and under the earth, and such as are in the sea, and all that are in them, heard I saying, Blessing and honor and esteem and power be unto him that sits upon the throne.
Be unto who?
Him that sits upon the throne.
Talking about the Lamb, the real one. All right, so every time we see that the Lamb is always about Mashiach, but there's one spot, there's a lamb, and it's not about him. It's an imitation one to deceive you. So in the end times, everything is about deception. All is about deception to get you to walk away or veer off the path from Yah, from following Mashiach. Everything is about deception in these last times. Let's go back. He speaks as a dragon. Same thing gonna give him away. So he as a dragon. Let's see the dragon. Revelation chapter 12, verse 4.
The book of Revelation 12 and 4. And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of Shamayim, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman.
And the who?
The dragon stood before the woman.
So he looks like Mashiach, but he works for him. He is working for him, but trying to act like Mashiach. Verse 9.
Verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Shaitan, which deceives the whole world.
Which does what?
Deceives the whole world.
So this is the whole plan, is to deceive you. Everybody, if you don't know Yah's book, you don't know his law, and the way that his law works, you are deceived already. Jump to verse 13.
Verse 13. And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman.
He did what?
Persecuted the woman.
He persecuted the woman. So when we look and we see that Adam was deceived, and I keep hearing people say that Adam was a simp, and this, that, and the third. But Adam faced this serpent in a way that we have never faced him. What's the difference from the way that we faced him and the way that Adam them faced him?
Indirect.
They was face to face with him. When he come down, he gonna be face to face with you. That's the difference. It won't be through subtlety tricking you, and he is gonna trick you, but he gonna be down on the earth in some sort of a physical form. Same way that Adam faced him. So now you gotta get over all the stuff that's inside of you, because the tree of good and evil had what in it? Good and evil in it. So when you're doing the good to you, you got to be able to look past it and see exactly what's happening. Read that last verse again.
And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman, which brought forth the man-child.
Which did what?
Brought forth the man-child.
So all about deception. This new character is called the false prophet. Revelation chapter 16, verse 13.
The book of Revelation, chapter 16, at verse 13. And I saw 3 unclean ruach, like frogs, come up out of the mouth of the dragon.
Out of who?
Out of the mouth of the dragon.
That's Satan. Read.
And out of the mouth of the beast.
That's the anti. Read.
And out of the mouth of the false prophet.
So we have all 3 of them right here. The dragon, the anti, and the false prophet. They have a 3 union like Yah, Mashiach, and the Ruach. But they are on the other side. So keep that in mind. They working in a triple, the same way that the righteous side does, but it's on the evil side. Read that from the top one more time.
And I saw 3 unclean ruachs like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are the ruachs of devils, working miracles.
Working what?
Working miracles.
So again, the miracles is to get you to get offline and to walk away from Yah, because we always say, seeing is believing. You can't tell me I saw him do it, right? Seeing is believing. They're going to do it in the sight. But this is their ultimate fate. Revelation 19 and 20. Revelation 19 and 20.
The book of Revelation, chapter 19, at verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him.
That did what?
That wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of burning with fire, with brimstone.
Where were they cast at?
Into a lake into a lake of fire burning with brimstone.
So this is their ultimate fate. So now we talking about this false prophet. What's the greatest false prophet that you can remember or think about from the Old Testament? A false prophet from the Old Testament that you can think of. Because every story is meant to show you something. Any takers? Balaam. Who said that? Balaam.
Black Balaam.
Balaam is one of the prophets that you got to look at to understand this. Give me Numbers 22, verse 5. So this false prophet introduces religion into the equation. The Antichrist is a military political figure, but this guy brings in the religious aspect of it. Yep, Numbers 22:5.
The book of Numbers, chapter 22 at verse 5. He sent messengers, therefore, to Balaam, the son of Beor, to Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Come now, therefore, I pray you, curse me this people.
Do what to these people?
Curse me this people.
So we see that this guy has the power to actually curse people. And he has the power to bless people, good and evil. Read.
Come now, therefore, I pray you, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure, I shall prevail that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I wot that he whom you bless is blessed, and he whom you curse is cursed. And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination in their hand. And they came unto Balaam, and spake unto him the words of Balak. And he said unto them, Lodge here this night, and I will bring you word again, as Yahuwah speaks unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. And Elohim came unto Balaam, and said, What men are these with you?
So notice, he actually knows Yah. He actually speaks to Yah. So at this point, he is a real prophet. He a real prophet. Read.
And he said unto them, Lodge here this night, and I will bring you word again, as Yahuwah shall speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. And Elohim came unto Balaam, and said, What men are these with you? And Balaam said unto Elohim, Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, has sent unto me, saying, Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covers the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them.
Do what to him?
Curse me them.
Read.
Peradventure, I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out. And Elohim said unto Balaam, You shall not go with them.
You shall what?
You shall not go with them.
Read.
You shall not curse the people, for they are blessed. And Balaam rose up in the morning and said unto the princes of Balak.
What verse you at?
13.
Jump down to verse 17.
Verse 17. For I will promote you unto very great honor.
I will do what?
I will promote you unto very great honor.
Read.
And I will do whatsoever you say unto me. Come therefore, I pray you, curse me this people. And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, If Balak will give me his house full of silver and gold,
He say what?
shall give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of Yahuwah my Elohim. to do less or more.
To do what?
Less or more.
So he's actually motivated by something, which is money. So he's getting bought. But right here he's saying, if he were to fill my house up with silver and gold, that wouldn't be enough for me to go against Yah's word. But this is a front. He actually telling them what he want. This how much it'll get for me to do it. So you got to go a little bit beyond that. But the book says, basically, how much is it worth to sell your soul? What's the ticket that Satan can come to you and tell you, let me buy your soul from you? What's the offer that he will have to make to get your soul from you? How much? What's the number? Is it any number that you will be willing to sell your soul for? So he's motivated off money. So let's see. We had the three-headed monster. Over here it says that it was the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet. Let's see the three-headed monster all the way back here. But they got different names. Jump down to verse 40.
Numbers chapter 22 and verse 40. And Balak offered oxen and sheep and sent to Balaam.
So Balak is the king. Balaam is the false prophet. Read.
And to the princes that were with him. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up into the high place of Baal.
Of who?
Of Baal.
Of Baal. What do y'all know about Baal worship? Anybody know anything about Baal worship? Because it's the worship that's all throughout the whole book. It's Baal worship. All the way from the Tower of Babel, all the way out. That's the worship that's being practiced throughout this book. So right here, we got all three of them in one place. Balaam, Balak, and they in the house of Baal. So now, to let you know that this is still the worship that's happening, let's go back to New Testament. Get me 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 14.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 2 at verse 14. Having eyes full of adultery, and that cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls.
Doing what?
Beguiling unstable souls. A heart they have exercised with covetous practices, cursed children, which have forsaken the right way.
The what way?
The right way.
Read.
And are gone astray, following the way of Balaam.
Following the ways of who?
Balaam.
Of Balaam. So remember, these people gonna have great riches and stuff to give out. This is what Balaam was after, the riches of the world. Read.
The son of Bosor, who loved the wages of unrighteousness, but was rebuked for his iniquity.
The dumb donkey.
The dumb donkey, speaking with a man's voice, forbade the madness of the prophet.
So this prophet was so blinded off of the reward. When the donkey started speaking, he got lost in it. He didn't even recognize that an animal is speaking to me, because he was so blinded off getting the reward. Read.
These are the wells without water, clouds that are carried with the tempest, to whom the midst of darkness is reserved forever.
How long?
Forever.
This thing is reserved. The midst of darkness is reserved forever. So this is Baal worship. Let's see if it creeps over here into this end time. Revelation chapter 2, verse 14. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 14.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2 at verse 14. But I have a few things against you, because you have there them that hold the doctrine of
The
Balaam.
doctrine of who?
Of Balaam.
So it's right over here again. So it's all the way from back there, and the same practice is being brought over here to the end times, because you hold the doctrine of Balaam. Read.
Who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before the children of Israel, to eat things sacrificed unto idols.
To do what?
Eat things that are sacrificed unto idols, and to commit fornication. So have you also them that hold the doctrine of the Nicolaitans.
So we good right there. So now, how did he get our people to walk away from Yah? He used food, fun, drinks, and women.
Gals. There you go.
The gals.
Them gals.
To make our people walk away from Yah. Anybody got a gal problem? That you can't really quite control yourself? If you do, he got something set up waiting for you. Numbers 25. Verse 1.
The book of Numbers, chapter 25 at verse 1. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom.
They began to do what?
To commit whoredom.
How did they do that?
With the daughters of Moab.
With the who?
The daughters of Moab.
With the daughters of Moab. So we in the last 2 lessons back, we showed that one of the places that we're going to go in the wilderness is going to be amongst the Moabites. And what do you think the Moabite women are going to do? These ain't Chinese women.
What?
So what do you think they're going to be out there doing? Same thing they did.
Trying to seduce you.
Read it again.
What is that? 20.
25 and verse 1, 2, and 3.
Numbers 25 and verse 1. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their eld. And the people did eat, and bowed down to their eld. And Israel joined himself to Baal Peor. And the anger of Yahuwah was kindled against Israel.
It was what?
Kindled against Israel.
So right here, if y'all know the story, how many people died from our people in this? 24,000 people died from this interaction because they went off course and joined in to this Baal worship. And they were eating and drinking and making merry, which is going to be a theme all through the scripts, the eating and the drinking. When Moses went up on the thing and got the commandments, our people was eating and drinking and being merry. It's a theme with this. So they would, and now they walked away from him. But I want y'all to remember that the earth, most of the earth's resources is dried up at this time, right? So it means it's going to be scarcity. And there's going to be a person that's going to be performing miracles, right? 2 people that's going to be performing great miracles in stuff. They doing stuff to the heavens and bringing people back to life and bringing objects to life, all right? Remember that. Give me Revelation chapter 13. Deuteronomy 13, verse 1. So we always use this about the Antichrist. But Deuteronomy 13 introduces us to something else
The book of
that
Deuteronomy.
we should be looking for.
The book
Read.
of
Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13 and verse 1. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams.
So right here, he mentions a prophet, but he says a what?
A dreamer of
A
dreams.
dreamer of dreams. I want you to hold on to that. A dreamer of dreams. Because we always just focus on the prophet part. Never think about the dream part. Read.
And give you a sign or wonder.
Give you what?
A sign or a wonder.
So these false prophets and the they prophecies actually, or what they're going to do actually is going to happen. Read.
And the sign or the wonder come to pass. Wherefore he spake unto you, saying, let us go after other elves.
Let us do what?
Let us go after other elves.
This is the way that you know that it's not Yah. Because he's going to speak something and tell you something opposite of what is written. So if anybody come to you and tell you something opposite of what is written, what do you do with this person? Stonest thou him. You get away from him. Whatever it takes to get away from him. If anybody speak opposite of what is written, get away from them. If you hear me all of a sudden, man, I don't know about this Messiah. Do what with me? Get away. I'm been compromised. Move away. Something is wrong. So if don't say, oh, well, don't. Get away. That's what this is about. Read from where you at.
And the sign or the wonder come to pass. Wherefore he spake unto you, saying, let us go after other elves, which you have not known, and let us serve them. You shall not listen to the words of that prophet.
You shall what?
Not listen to the words of that prophet.
Don't listen to the words of that prophet. Don't listen. Get away from it. Don't entertain it. Because that's what we like to do. We like to entertain a lot of stuff. And it's going to get a lot of people in the fire. Read.
Do not listen unto the words of that prophet, or that dreamer of dreams.
Or that what?
Or that dreamer of dreams. For Yahuwah, your Elohim, proves you to know whether you love Yahuwah, your Elohim, with all your heart and with all your soul.
So he's actually letting this guy get all of this power just to test you and to see if you really are about him like you say you are. And he letting them get as powerful as he letting them get to be to test you just to see if you really, really about him the way that you say that you are. And I gotta let him get super powerful because this is the only way that you will respect it. Yeshaya, for years, how did they downplay LeBron's some of his titles? But why? What's the they said he didn't play nobody. Ain't nobody in the East. It's the Eastern Conference. So if I just beat anybody, it don't mean nothing. But the greater the person is, this how we respect it. Oh man, everybody in that, they was hurt. So we don't respect it. So he gonna let this man get super duper powerful so he can show you what real power is. Because other than that, the world, the way we set up, we don't respect it. So he gonna let this guy get the ultimate power and then show him that he trash, that he actually nothing. But it brought up something about a dreamer of dreams. Do we know anybody that had dreams or prophetic dreams?
Sure.
Joseph, right? The guy gonna be something like Joseph. But instead of being righteous, he gonna be wicked. So somebody like Joseph, How like Joseph, if y'all know the story of Joseph? What did Joseph have? He had what? Yeah, he had the coat. But it's something more direct. Remember I told you that the resources in the world is going to be dried up. What did Joseph have?
The power interpretation.
Later on.
He had the power. He had the thing over food. Remember, nobody could eat. Everybody had to come to Joseph in order to eat. Right? Because Pharaoh had him over it. If you didn't come there, your money meant nothing. Right? Having $1 million with no food means absolutely nothing. So everybody had to come to get at Joseph in order to eat. Right? Let's get Genesis 47. Pick it up at verse 13.
The book of Genesis, chapter 47 at verse 13. And there was no bread in all the land.
There was what?
No bread in all the land.
Same way it's going to be over here. Everything is going to be dried up. Read.
For the famine was very sore.
It was what?
Very sore.
Read.
So that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought. And Joseph bought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, give us bread.
Do what?
Give us bread.
Give us bread. So everybody, remember they says that measure of wheat for a penny. That penny means a day's wages, hyperinflation. Everything is going to be super expensive. So we talking about prices of stuff right now, how high it is. When it comes to this right here, it's ridiculous. Read.
And when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, give us bread, for why should we die in your presence? For the money fails.
For what?
The money fails.
Read.
And Joseph said, give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle, if money failed. And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for the horses, and for the flocks, and for the cattle of the herds, and for the donkeys. And he fed them with the bread for all their cattle for that year.
So in this time, it wouldn't be your horse and your cattle. It would be your car or your something, your house or your whatever that you got of value. You would trade this in order to eat. Read.
And when that year was ended, they came unto him the second year and said unto him, we would not hide it from our master, how that our money is spent. My master also have our herds of cattle. There is not anything left in the sight of my master but our bodies.
But our what?
But our bodies.
Notice what they willing to give up in order to eat. Now, again, I want you to think, have you ever been hungry because you actually didn't have nothing to eat? Or were you just hungry because you decided that you were fasting or something? It's a difference when there's absolutely nothing to eat. That spaghetti that you don't want, if you actually hungry, you're going to really eat it. But at this time, it really won't be nothing. And you're going to have to go to the person with the food in order to survive. Read from where you at.
Verse 19. I'm sorry. The end of verse 18. There is not anything left in the sight of my master, but our bodies and our lands.
But our what?
Our bodies and our lands.
So I want you to see that this is not the word nefesh here. So this is not the soul. This is actually talking about the body. But when it comes to the New Testament, guess what you're going to really be selling? When the Antichrist get here, it's not going to be the body. You're going to be selling your soul, which is a difference. So over here, in order to eat and survive, the people was willing to sell their bodies themselves. Read.
Wherefore shall we die before your eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed, that we may live and not die.
And not what?
And not die.
And not die. So Pharaoh right here, Joseph is working for him. But this is righteousness on this side. When it flips to the new, it's going to be wickedness. And the people are going to be willing to sell themselves in order to eat. But not just to sell the body, to sell the soul. So this false prophet is going to be something like Balaam and a mix of him and Joseph to get you to worship the beast. Let's get Revelation chapter 7. So the false worship in the Old Testament and the New, all the way throughout, it is Baal worship. Revelation chapter 7, verse 4.
The book of Revelation, chapter 7, at verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000.
How many?
144,000.
Read.
Of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
It said of how many tribes?
All the tribes of the children of Israel.
It says all the tribes of the children of Israel. Read.
Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. And after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude.
So right here it says 144,000 of all the tribes of Israel. Was that all of them?
No.
Who's missing? Dan and who else? Dan and Ephraim is not here. They not counted for some reason. Why do y'all think that they not counted? They have done something. If we know the law, we'll know what they done. Nobody know. Absolutely. They definitely did that. Let's see what they've done. Get me Judges chapter 17, verse 1.
The book of Judges, chapter 17, at verse 1. And there was a man of Mount Ephraim, whose name was Micah.
He come from who?
Mount Ephraim.
Mount Ephraim, whose name was what?
Micah.
What does Micah name mean? Micah or Micah, who is like Yah or God. So this, when you hear this type of name, it's supposed to put you in the mind of Yah. But we're gonna see, because that's what they want you to think, that I'm like Yah. Read.
And he said, and he said unto his mother, the 1,100 shekels of silver that were taken from you, about which you cursed and spake of also in my ears, behold, the silver is with me. I took it. And his mother said, Blessed be you of Yahuwah my son. And when he had
Blessed be who?
be you of Yahuwah my son.
So she believes in Yah, right? Read.
And when he had restored the 1,100 shekels of silver to his mother said, I had wholly dedicated the silver unto Yahuwah.
Unto who?
Unto Yahuwah.
So she's dedicated this silver that she got directly to Yah. Read.
From my hand for my son to make a graven image.
To do what?
To make a graven image.
I thought she said she believed in Yah. But she said right here, I get all of this money for you to make a graven image. What do our law say about making a graven image?
Do not.
You don't supposed to do it. But she thinks right here that she worshiping Yah. She think it. That's like the people with the black image of Mashiach. They think that they serving him, right? But he told you directly, don't make any image or any likeness of me. So this woman clearly thinks she's serving Yah, but she doing opposite of what he tell her to do. Read.
And when he had restored the 1,100 shekels of silver to his mother said, I had wholly dedicated the silver unto Yahuwah from my hand for my son to make a graven image and a molten image. Now therefore I will restore it unto you. Yet he restored the money unto his mother, and his mother took 200 shekels of silver and gave them to the founder, who made thereof a graven image and a molten image.
Made what?
A graven image and a molten image.
Read.
And they were in the house of Micah. And the man Micah had an house of God.
He had a house of what?
A house of God.
This is idolatry. And who is this man from again? What tribe?
Ephraim.
Ephraim, right? So we see something is coming in. Read. About verse 5.
And Micah, and the man Micah had an house of gods, and made an ephod and teraphim, and consecrated one of his sons, who became his priest.
Who became what?
His priest.
So now his son is his priest. He all of a sudden make his son his priest. But what tribe do the priests supposed to come from? Levi. They from Ephraim. Something is wrong with this. You're not supposed to do this. So suddenly this man got all of these idols. He got a whole house full of gods. And now he makes his son to be his priest. Read on, verse 7.
Verse 6. In those days there was no king in Israel, but every man did that which was right in his own eyes.
He did what?
That which was right in his own eyes.
That's kind of how we look at everybody now. Everybody thinks they know the best. So really, you just doing what is right in your own eyes. When it's supposed to be about what Yah said and what Yah wrote, we doing everything on our own, from our own perspective. Read.
And there was a young man out of Bethlehem, Judah.
There was what?
Out of Bethlehem, Judah.
A young man. Read.
Of the family of Judah, who was a Levite.
He was what?
A Levite.
So now a Levite comes in. Read.
And he sojourned there. And the man departed out of the city from Bethlehem, Judah, to sojourn where he could find a place. And he came to Mount Ephraim, to the house of Micah, as he journeyed. And Micah said unto him, Where are you coming from? And he said unto him, I am a Levite of Bethlehem, Judah, and I go to sojourn where I might find a place.
That might find what?
Where I may find a place.
So this Levite is looking for a place to congregate and to do his thing. But he works directly with Yah. So when he get here and see these idols, what this man of Levi gonna do?
Destroy him.
What he supposed to do?
Destroy him.
Supposed to smash this stuff out, right? Read on.
And Micah said unto him, Dwell with me, and be unto me A father and a priest.
Be unto me a what?
A father and a priest.
Didn't they just call him a young man? So now you taking somebody that's younger than you and says, you be unto me a what?
A father and a priest.
A father and a what?
A priest.
A father and a priest. Now, everybody thinks that this comes from the Roman Catholic thing, right? He just told them to be unto me as a father and to a priest. Hold that. Give me Matthew chapter 23. Verse 1.
The book of Matthew, chapter 23 at verse 1. Then spake Yeshua to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore, whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not you after their works. For they say, and do not, for they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. But all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries, and enlarge the borders of their garments, and love the uppermost rooms at feasts, and the chief seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the market, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi.
Called the men what?
Rabbi, Rabbi.
And to be called the men Rabbi. All of this stuff here goes back to Baal worship. This does not come from the Roman Catholic stuff. The Roman Catholic stuff comes from this, from what's happening back here. What verse you at? Hold on one moment.
It say, be a father. That's what they call the priest's father.
Yep, because it come from that. One moment. Oh, that's one. One moment, y'all.
Hey, Trav, hey, you put that kettle on? You put some water in that kettle, put that kettle on.
One moment, I gotta get something.
Thank you.
Okay. Give me John chapter 5. John chapter 5. Pick it up at verse 19.
The book of John, chapter 5, at verse 19. Then answered Yeshua and said unto them, truly, truly, I say unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he sees the Father do. For what things soever he does, he also does the Son likewise. For the Father loves the Son, and shows him all things that himself does, and he will show him greater works than these, that you may marvel. For as the Father raises up the dead and quickens them, even so the Son quickens whom he will. For the Father judged no man, but have committed all judgment unto the Son, that all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honors not the Son honors not the Father, which hath sent him. Truly, truly, I say unto you, he that hears my words and believe on him that sent me have everlasting life.
Have what?
Everlasting life.
Have everlasting life. So right here, he's all about the Father. He keep talking about the Father. Matthew 23:9.
The book of Matthew, chapter 23 at verse 9.
So what did this man, Micah, do to this young man? He says, be a what to me? Be a father and a priest. Matthew 23:9.
The book of Matthew, chapter 23 and verse 9. And call no man your father upon the earth.
Call what?
No man your father upon the earth.
So this is referring to this Baal worship that was happening all the way back here. This does not come from what we see today. It comes from ancient times that was already happening. Read that again.
Call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your father, which is in Shamayim.
And he's talking about in a religious sense, not saying that your son can call you father. He's talking about in a religious sense, the way that Micah is doing to this young man that's younger than him, calling him father. So we see it's a certain way that they all dressed, and it all go all the way back to the Tower of Babel. It don't come from the Roman Catholics and none of that stuff over here. It was already happening. So let's go back. Matter of fact, let's get Luke chapter 20 and verse 46. Luke chapter 20.
The book of Luke, what verse? 46.
46.
The book of Luke, chapter 20 and verse 46. Beware of the scribes, which desire to walk in long robes.
What kind of robes?
Long robes.
Long robes, read.
And love greetings in the marketplace, and the highest seats in the synagogues, and the chief rooms at the feasts, which devour widows' houses, for a show make long prayers.
Make what?
Long prayers.
They make long prayers. So again, it's showing you that they would, this is where that whole calling a man father and the priest comes from. It's Baal worship. It's the beginning of it, but we see it's all the way still here in the New Testament. It's going to be permeated out. Let's go back. Judges 17 verse 12.
The book of Judges, chapter 17 and verse 12. And Micah consecrated the Levite, and the young man became his priest.
Wait a minute. So this Levite didn't tear that stuff up and bust it down and kick it and destroy it and burn it up the way that he's supposed to? He went with it. So now the priest is under the Baal worship. Read.
And was in the house of Micah. Then said Micah, now know I that Yahuwah will do me good, seeing I have a Levite to my priest.
He have what?
A Levite to my priest.
So now he think he's following Yah's way because now I got a Levite doing it for me. But all they have done is mixed in the two worships. They've mixed in Yah worship and Baal worship. Good and evil. Read.
In those days, there was no king in Israel.
There was what?
No king in Israel.
Is there a king in Israel right now? That's why everybody do what they want to do. Read.
And in those days, the tribe of the Danites.
The tribe of who?
Of the Danites sought them.
We introduced somebody else. Because what two tribes was not in the 144,000? Ephraim and Dan. Here come the Danites. Read on.
And in those days, the tribe of the Danites sought them an inheritance to dwell in. For unto that day, all their inheritance had not fallen into them among the tribes of Israel. And the children of Dan sent of their families 5 men from their coasts, men of valor, from Zorah to Eshtaol, to spy out the land and to search it. And they said unto them, go, search the land, who when they came to Mount Ephraim, to the house of Micah, they lodged there. And when they were by the house of Micah, they knew the voice of the young man, the Levite. And
You in
they,
Judges 18, right?
Yep.
Yep, go ahead, read.
And they turned to there in there and said unto him, who brought you here? And what make you in this place? And what have you here? And he said to them, thus deals Micah with me, and have hired me, and I am his priest. And they said unto him,
Notice it said he hired them. This is what the Bible calls a hireling. You're strictly doing something for money. Read.
and they said unto him, Ask counsel, we pray you, of Elohim, that we may know whether our way which we go shall be prosperous. And the priest said unto them, Go in peace. Before Yahuwah is your way wherein you go. And then the 5 men departed and came to Laish.
To what?
Laish.
To Laish. Anybody know what Laish means?
No man.
Lion. Keep that in mind. It means lion. When we think of lion, what do we think of? It's a certain tribe. Judah, right? Keep that in mind. Read.
And came to Laish, and saw the people that were therein, how they dwelt careless after the manner of the Zidonians, quiet and secure. And there was no magistrate in the land that might put them to shame in anything, and they were far from the Zidonians, and had no business with any man. And they came unto their brethren, to Zorah and Eshtaol, and their brethren said unto them, What say you? And they said, Arise, that we may go up against them. For we have seen the land, and behold, it is very good. And are you still? Be not slothful to go, and to enter to possess the land. When you go, you shall come unto a place secure, and to a large land, for Elohim will have given it to your hands, a place where there is no want of anything that is in the earth.
What verse you at?
11.
Read.
And there went from there of the family of the Danites.
Of who?
Of the family of the Danites.
Read.
Out of Zorah and out of Eshtaol, 600 men appointed with weapons of war. And they went up and pitched in Kirjath Jearim in Judah, wherefore they called that place Mahanadan. Unto this day, behold, it is behind Kirjath Jearim. And they passed there unto the mount of Ephraim, and came unto the house of Micah. Then answered of the 5 men that went to spy out the country of Laish, and said unto their brethren, Do you know that there is in these houses an ephod, and teraphim, and a graven image, and a molten image? Now therefore consider what you have to do. And they turned thitherward, and came to the house of the young man, the Levite, even unto the house of Micah, and saluted him. And the 600 men appointed with their weapons of war, which were of the children of Dan, stood by, entering of the gate. And the 5 men that went to spy out the land went up, and came there, and took the graven image.
Took what?
The graven image.
Read.
And the ephod, and the teraphim.
Now remember, this is a whole family, a whole tribe. Read.
And the molten image. And the priest stood in the entering of the gate with the 600 men that were appointed with weapons of war. And these went into Micah's house.
Into where?
Into Micah's house.
Read.
And fetched the carved image, and the ephod, and the teraphim, and the molten image. Then said the priest unto them, What do you? And they said unto him, Hold your peace, lay your hand upon your mouth, and go with us.
And do what?
And go with us.
So now they coming and stealing this man's prophet, his priest that he's hired. They taking him from him. Read.
And be unto us a father and a priest.
And be to what?
Us a father and a priest.
So notice, at first the man was only with the one Ephraimite, but now this family of the Danites is saying, don't be with him, come and be with us. So now the Baal worship goes from one man to a whole tribe. Keep this in mind. Read.
Is it better for you to be a priest unto the house of one man, or that you be a priest unto the tribe and a family of Israel?
To a what?
A tribe and a family in Israel.
To a tribe and a family in Israel. Now, Remember this Levite, he's working for hire. Is it better to be the priest to just this one guy? Or will he make more if he join in with a whole family and a whole tribe? He gonna make way more if he get with the tribe. This is the Danites. Read.
And the priest's heart was glad, and he took the ephod and the teraphim and the graven image, and went in the midst of the people. So they turned and departed, and put the little ones and the cattle in the carriage before them. And when they were a good way away from the house of Micah, the men that were in the house near Micah's house were gathered together and overtook the children of Dan. And they cried unto the children of Dan, and they turned their faces and said unto Micah, What ails you?
What's wrong with you, dude? What is you running after us for? Read.
That you come with such a company. And he said, You have taken away my gods.
You took away what?
My gods.
How can you take somebody's God?
Which I made.
With what?
Which I made.
Which I made it. How is it a God and you made it? This don't even make sense. Read.
And the priest and you are gone away. And what have I more? And what is it that you say unto me, What ails me?
Why would you ask me what's wrong? Y'all took away my gods. Read.
And the children of Dan said unto him, Let not your voice be heard among us.
Hey, don't say nothing else, boy. Read.
Lest angry fellows.
Lest angry who?
Lest angry fellows.
Lest some of the ox in here get at you. Read.
Run up upon you. And you lose your life.
And you do what?
You lose your life.
Now they just stole this man's stuff and now they talking tough to him. Get away from us. One of the tough ox gonna run up on you and slay you and your boys. Read.
With the lives of your house, of your household. And the children of Dan went their way. And when Micah saw that they were too strong for him, he turned and went back to his house.
He did what?
Turned and went back to his house.
He turned and went back to his house. So we see Ephraim right here and the Danites bringing in Baal worship. Now, what does the law say about this? We must know the law. Get Deuteronomy 29. Pick it up at verse 16.
Deuteronomy 29 and 16. For you know how we have dwelt in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the nations which you passed by. And you have seen their abominations and their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, which were among them.
Ain't this what they was just had in Micah's house? All of this stuff? That's what the law say. Read.
Lest there should be among you man or woman.
Man or who?
Man or woman.
Man or woman.
Or family.
Or what?
Or family.
Then we just have a whole family. Or what?
Or tribe.
Or tribe. The same thing that we just had, right? Read.
Whose heart turns away this day from Yahuwah our Elohim.
Did the Danites' heart turn away from Yah? Did that man Micah's heart turn away? Absolutely. Read.
To go and serve the elves of these nations, lest there should be among you a root that bears gall and wormwood. And it come to pass, when he hear the words of this curse, that he bless himself in his heart.
That he do what?
Bless himself in his heart.
Read.
Saying, I shall have peace, though I walk in the imagination of my heart.
He says, though I have peace. He says, when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them. Read.
I walk in the imagination of my heart to add drunkenness to thirst. Yahuwah will not spare him, but then the anger of Yahuwah and his jealousy shall smoke against that man, and all the curses that are written in the book shall lie upon him, and Yahuwah shall blot out his name.
He shall do what?
Blot out his name from under Shamayim.
Read.
And Yahuwah shall separate him unto evil out of all the tribes of Israel.
Out of what?
All the tribes of Israel.
So who is the two tribes that's not mentioned in the 144? Dan and Ephraim. Neither one of them are there because they broke this. Read.
And Yahuwah will not spare him, but then the anger of Yahuwah and his jealousy shall smoke against that man, and all the curses that are written in this book shall lie upon him, and Yahuwah shall blot out his name from under Shamayim, and Yahuwah shall separate him unto evil out of all the tribes of Israel, according to all the curses of the covenant that are written in this book of the law, so that the generation to come of your children that shall rise up after you, and the stranger that shall come from a far land, shall say, when they see the plagues of the land.
When they see what?
The plagues of the land.
So notice it's pointing you to the end times with this. Read.
And the sicknesses which Yahuwah have laid upon it, and that the whole land thereof is brimstone.
It is what?
Brimstone.
This is end times talk that he's talking about. Ephraim and Dan are the people that brought something into our people. Read.
And the whole land thereof is brimstone, and salt and burning, that it is not sown, nor bears, nor any grass grows therein, like the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Like what?
The overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, Amaz Zeboim, which Yahuwah overthrew in his anger and in his wrath. Even all nations shall say, wherefore have Yahuwah done thus unto this land?
Unto who?
Unto this land.
Unto this land. So again, it's pointing you all the way to the end, and it's showing you that Ephraim and Manasseh are the ones that did this. So Ephraim and Dan are the two that's guilty of doing this. And as you can see, y'all got some really, really harsh things that he's talking about doing with them because they brought in Baal worship. And when we go through, you're going to see that they brought it to everybody. So it started with them and it spread throughout the whole kingdom. Give me 2 Kings chapter 10, verse 1. 2 Kings chapter 10, verse 1.
2 Kings chapter 10 and verse 1. And Ahab had 70 sons in Samaria.
How many?
70.
So Ahab had 70 sons. Read.
In Samaria. And Jehu wrote letters and sent to Samaria unto the rulers of Yisrael, to the elders, and to them that brought up Ahab's children, saying, now as soon as this letter come to you, seeing your master's sons are with you, and there are with you chariots and horses, a fenced city also, and armor, look even out the best and meetest of your master's sons, and set him on his father's throne, and fight for your master's house. But they were exceedingly afraid, and said, behold, 2 kings stood not before him. How then shall we stand? And he that was over the house, and he that was over the city, the elders also, and the bringers up of the children, sent to Jehu, saying, we are your servants, and will do all that you shall bid us. We will not make any king. Do you that which is good in your eyes. Then he wrote a letter the second time to him, saying, if you be mine, and if you will hearken unto my voice, take the heads of the men, your master's sons, and come to me to Jezreel by tomorrow this time. Now the king's sons being 70 persons.
How many is it?
70 persons.
So Ahab got 70 sons. Read.
Were with the great men of the city, which brought them up. And it came to pass when the letters came to them, that they took the king's sons, and slew 70 persons, and put their heads in baskets, and sent them to Jezreel.
So from this, how do they kill Ahab's sons? They behead them. What's going to be the method that these people are going to kill our people in the end? Beheading, right? So they're imitating this, but they turning it around. They're going to behead the people. Read.
And there came a messenger and told him, saying, They have brought the heads of the king's sons. And he said, Lay you them in 2 heaps at the entering of the gate until the morning. And it came to pass in the morning that he went out and stood and said to all the people, You be righteous? Behold, I conspired against my master.
What verse you at?
This is verse 9.
Jump down to verse 18.
Verse 18. And Jehu gathered all the people together and said unto them, Ahab served Baal a little.
He did what?
Ahab served Baal a little.
So again, it's the Baal worship. Read.
But Jehu shall serve him much.
Read.
Now therefore call unto me all the prophets of Baal, all his servants, all his priests. Let none be wanting. For I got a great sacrifice to do to Baal.
I got what?
A great sacrifice to do to Baal.
So now they about to get a congregation together and get all the worship of Baal throughout Israel. It shouldn't be nobody there, right?
Right.
Read.
Whosoever shall be wanting, he shall not live. But Jehu did it in subtlety, to the intent that he might destroy the worshipers of Baal.
Now do what?
To the intent that he might destroy the worshipers of Baal.
Read.
And Jehu said, Proclaim a solemn assembly for Baal.
Do what?
Proclaim a solemn assembly for Baal.
Mm.
And they proclaimed it. And Jehu sent through all Israel, and all the worshipers of Baal came.
All of what?
All the worshipers of Baal came.
Wait a minute. How they in Israel and the Baal worship is outnumbering? Read.
So that there was not a man left that came not.
That was what?
There was not a man left that came not.
Read.
And they came into the house of Baal. And the house of Baal was full from one end to another.
It was what?
Full from one end to another.
It was standing room only. It was packed. So when the false stuff come out, the people show up. When it's the real truth, get what we got right here. Emptiness. Nobody don't hear. Read.
And he said unto him that was over the vestry, Bring forth vestments for all the worshipers of Baal.
Bring forth what?
Vestments.
Anybody know what that is?
Like
That's
clothes.
clothes. That's the garments. That's the long robes that all of them are wearing. The same thing that we see now. They all putting on the long robes that Mashiach says they desire the long robes. Vestures or vestments. Read on.
And Jehu went, and Jehonadab, the son of Rechab, into the house of Baal, and said to the worshipers of Baal, Search and look, that there be here with you none of the servants of Yahuwah.
Search what?
Search and look, that there be here none of the servants of Yahuwah.
Make sure there ain't no true believers in here. Make sure that none of y'all's people is here with them. Read.
But the worshipers of Baal only. And when they went in to offer sacrifices and burnt offerings, Jehu appointed 80 men without, and said, If any of the men whom I have brought into your hands escape, he that let him go, his life shall be for the life of him.
So if you let any one of them false prophets or these people that worship Baal get out because it's your friend or something, you gonna lose your life. Read.
And it came to pass, as soon as he had made an end of offering, the burnt offering, that Jehu said to the guard and to the captains, Go in and slay him.
Do what?
Go in and slay him.
Same thing that y'all gonna do to the Baal worshipers at the end. He gonna go in and slay them. And if you are among them, you lose your life the same way. Read.
Let none come forth. And they smote them with the edge of the sword. And the guard and the captains cast them out, and went to the city of the house of Baal.
To the where?
To the city of the house of Baal.
So now they going directly attacking the Baal worship. So we see that it's Dan and Ephraim are the ones that brought in this worship. Genesis 49. And I'm going to stop in a minute. Genesis 49, pick it up at verse 1.
Genesis 49:1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
And what days?
The last days.
So he's letting us know that this is an end time thing that this is talking about. What's going to befall you in the last days. Jump down to verse 16.
Verse 16. Dan shall judge his people.
He going to do what?
Judge his people.
What does it mean that Dan going to judge his people? What does that mean? Anybody? Dan shall judge his people. He going to what? He going to kill them. So when Mashiach or Yah was unleashing the plagues on Egypt, what was he doing to Egypt? He was judging them. Right here it says that Dan shall do what to his people?
Judge his people.
He's going to judge his people. Read.
As one of the tribes of Israel. Dan shall...
Why would they say as one of the tribes of Israel? He is one, right? Why do they use the word as? Because Dan went off.
It's last days.
He did something. He went off. He brought something in. Read.
Dan shall be a serpent.
He shall be what?
A serpent.
When you hear serpent, what comes to your mind? Satan, right?
Satan.
But it's linking it to who?
Dan.
It's linking it to Dan. So it's letting us know that Dan is a serpent. Read.
Dan shall be a serpent by the way, an adder in the path, that bite the horse's heel.
Bite what?
Bite the horse's heel.
So when we hear something about a serpent and somebody's heel, what should automatically come to your mind? A serpent and somebody's heel. Garden of Eden, what about it? So it's pointing us and letting us know that Dan is what? A serpent. He working for who?
The adversary.
He working for the adversary. So one of our brothers is it. We're going to see. We're going to stop the day right here. But as we can see, Dan is the one that brought in the false Baal worship, him and Ephraim. That's why they not mentioned. And it compares Dan to a serpent biting somebody's heel. And we'll pick it up the next time. Got a whole bunch more. But I see y'all cold. So
You like it?
if y'all out there watching, I know y'all gonna text me. It's their fault. I stopped.
You like it? You hate it? You love it? Teach part
gotta
2
learn
next Shabbat. Dirty Dan part 2 coming at you soon.
Dirty Dan.
Let's pray out.
It's the Danites.
Which way is he?
We gonna pray. We
He's
gonna
one,
pray.
he's one of our people.
We gonna pray. Pray out.
How y'all know it's he?
Pray out. We gonna pray. We gonna pray. We gonna pray. We gonna pray. Pray out. Pray out. Did we pray?
Yeah, we did.
I did.
Yeah. That boy sleepwalking.
Yes, sir.
Oh, it's already getting cold.
Man.
So good. BJ,
Hey, talk
you got
up, boy.
big voice. Abinu Sabasamaim. Ikadosh.
Ikadosh.
Semka.
Semka.
Tavo.
Tavo.
Malkuka.
Malkuka. Yaseh. Rasonka. Barik. Kashir. Nasha. Basamaim. Taylanu.
Hayom. Likim. Kikanu. Uslak. Lanu.
8. Asmatenu. Kashir. Sukim. Anaknu. Lashir. Ashmu. Lanu. Wa'al. Tabinu. Lede. Masa. Ki. In. Hasalanu.
Min.
Min. Hara.
Ki.
Ki.
Laka. Hamamlaka. Wahigibora. Wahati Parex. Luni. This boy messing me up.
We had 2 different ones going at the same time.
We couldn't hear Zach when he started. This is a rep. We supposed to be cooking burgers and dogs.
Oh, they dial you on. We on 10%. We made just on time. Do the same on the zone. Do the same on the zone.
Yeah.
We on 10%. We made just on time.